Hey guys, good morning. It's Tony. I did want to talk a little bit about Apple, and not really just Apple, but big tech overall, because we are starting to see a recovery. Um, like I said, personally, I thought the SPY was going to keep dropping down back to 425 and a little bit lower than that. Um, but it looks like we're actually seeing a recovery on everything kind of overall. I mean, the SPY, recovered back to 447. It's currently trading at 449 pre-market. Keep in mind that it's still on trend, right? So if it actually does break this trend, go back up to 454, I would more than likely be 100% bullish on the SPY all over again, especially because this week does look like we're going to close a a bullish week, and it is hitting resistance or support, sorry, on the stochastic here at the 50 level. So I think, I think we are seeing a recovery, especially because the EG situation wasn't as bad as everybody thought it was actually going to be. And keep in mind, the reverse MACD, when it's been on lows here, as far as the perfect sell, the reverse MACD has never been wrong. You know, I back, I back tested this. I back tested this on Apple for years, and it's been 100% accurate every single time. Every single time we've had a perfect sell indication, right? Look at that, perfect sell, rally, perfect sell, rally, right? And a perfect sell is basically stochastic being at lows, and us creating an actual trigger, bull trigger on the reverse MACD. So again here, right? Trigger, boom, run. And the same thing is happening right now. You're getting here. Let me go back here. Right, you're getting the stoke at bottoms, and you're about to close the week bullish. Again, it's still early. It's still Tuesday, and just looking at it right now, and you are actually on trend right now, right? You didn't actually cross trend, which is the really good part. So, keep in mind this is exactly what's going on right now. Like you're on trend still, barely on trend, right? Because you still have these like candles in the middle. You saw these kind of candles in the middle that are actually hitting the candle and not on the wick. But what's going on, right? Stochastic at bottoms, and then you have a bull trigger about to activate on the weekly. And you're on trend, right? On trend. You're gonna activate a perfect sell. It just seems likely that, you know, um, you're gonna have a pretty good move up, especially after the SPY recovered and everything. So, it does look like we can actually run. Let me see. This is what, an $18 run. So let's go from actual the creation of the trigger. Let's say it creates one now. $18. So maybe we can expect something like that. Maybe we can expect the $160 Apple in the next maybe 2 months or so. I'd probably say sooner. I'd say as soon as that bull trigger actually happens, possibly on Friday, maybe. But again, I can definitely see it happening now. The SPY is definitely in a weird spot. Like when it recovered so quickly, because like I said, every single time we've had an instance of a monthly close on the bear, you've had a pretty nice drop on the SPY. But coming right now, it does seem like there's a lot of money flooding into the S&P 500. So as long as the S&P 500 is flooding with money, I can't help but think that we're gonna stay, pretty decently, bullish, right? Will this actually stay on trend? Let me see. Let me see how back this trend actually can go. Because I doubt it's like over here. Give me a second. Let me pull this. I mean, technically, can I go higher? Yeah, I can do that. Technically, you're still on trend. I mean, you didn't actually touch trend, but you're recovering. So you're on trend. You're on trend on Apple on the weekly. Like this it hasn't been broken. You're still doing a pretty good job on staying on trend, right? So you have, wick touch, wick on trend. You didn't actually touch down on trend, but you're basically right on there, right? So, um, I don't know, man. It just looks it looks like it's gonna run. Apple looks like it's gonna run. I'll be completely honest. Like it looks like it's actually going to run, especially if you actually break, and its previous resistance, right? So you have around this area right here. It stayed above 139, 140 ish, and it's bouncing up, right? And it's actually resistance right here turned into support. So there's a lot of things going for it right now. And if I had to guess, I would say that in the next month or two, I can easily see a 160 Apple, and I can see all of big tech. Just using Apple, right? But I can see all of big tech rallying to the upside. So if I was really doing anything, I'd possibly be buying calls like probably not right now. I'd wait till that confirmation on the weekly, um, just in case. But I mean, look at the daily. The daily you had, see, look back here, you had like essentially a perfect buy-in right here, and all you did was really trade down, and you didn't actually start recovering until the SPY started recovering. So I'd say it's gonna keep following the SPY. You might see some pretty big resistance when it hits 148, 150 ish on Apple, but I think for the most part, you gotta follow it on the weekly, right? If you're on Patreon, you have the reverse MACD, you have the Stoke, you have access to all this. So I gotta say you gotta follow what works, and because it's never been wrong. Like I said, I back tested it. It's 100% accurate on the weekly. So as soon as you close a bullish week, you're gonna run. Look at every single historical run from a perfect buy-in on the weekly, and then just watch how it performs like exactly to the T. But look at recent moves. But like I said, I think we're going somewhere around this level. Actually, we'll put this a little bit lower because this is actually not bad. Like that, right? So I'd say we're going somewhere here, maybe in the next month or two. Would not be surprised. But again, after confirmation of Apple closing a bull week, I would 100% buy calls for like 2 months out for like 160-ish or like in the money strike calls, right? I think Apple right now is going to do a pretty solid run to the upside. Even if you buy shares, if it hits 160, you're looking at a 10% return, which is not bad at all. So, shares, calls, whoops, did not want to delete that. So shares, calls right now, I think it's a great idea. I would personally wait till Friday to see if we're actually going to close a bullish week, which I think we are if we keep running to the high side. But I like to wait for confirmation until I do anything. So yeah, I would probably buy them a little bit higher, unfortunately, because I need to wait for confirmation, and Apple might run this week to 150. It looks like it can, or it might just kind of trade sideways, right? But again, weekly, bullish, stochastic, oversold, creating bottoms. It looks like it's returning to the upside. I think there's a really good chance that in a month or so you're gonna see Apple at like 160 or 160 plus. So I'll see you guys later. Bye bye.